Yes.
प्रणाम महाराज।
Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste, welcome.
Thank you.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste, namaste. Okay, time to start. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi bhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Bhurida Janaha. May we be protected, may we be nourished, may we strive with energy and vigor. May our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. Your nectar-like words and warm and inspiring life stories, eulogized by learned sages, are indeed eradicator of shoots of ignorance. These are auspicious to hear and propitious to inculcate in one's own life. Those who take these words to the world are indeed great benefactors of the world. So we are studying Sri Sarada Devi and her divine play. In the Yoga Sutra, we find that there are some universal principles that we are to follow. Universal principles, first, what one should not do, and second, one should do. Second set, two sets are there. So satya, ahimsa, truthfulness, non-violence, brahmacharya, continence, and non-stealing, and also not to take any advantage. So these are not to take. What to take? What to take care of? Shaucha, santosha, swadhyaya, tapah, swadhyaya, ishwar pranidhan. Shaucha means cleanliness. Shaucha, santosha, to have contentment. And then third, tapaha, swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means by updating knowledge, by whatever we know. Generally our knowledge is outside, but we have to know that knowledge by which we can improve ourselves. We can become a better human being. And it is not outside, it is already within us. Once we know that, then no outside influence can make us miserable. And that also leads to the fulfillment of life. So swadhyaya, it's very important. Swadhyaya means updating one's knowledge. Now why we should study, say, in like group like this? It is because many things are not clear, though it is scriptures are all there. But some points are needs to be clarified. So, for instance, I'll give an example. Say in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you'll find in lots of places that Sri Ramakrishna says that everything is manifestation of God. And this is all we know. Everything is manifestation of God. Okay? So he says, by taking of one, I'll quote you. First he is following neti and reasons in this way. God is not this, not the living beings. He is not the universe. He is outside the creation. But later he will follow the path of affirmation and accept everything as the manifestation of God. By taking off one by one the sheaths of banana tree, one obtains the pith. The sheaths are one thing and the pith is another. So this creation is like pith, covering, but pith is within. So sheaths are one thing and the pith is another. The sheaths are not the pith and the pith is not the sheaths. But in the end, one realizes that the pith cannot exist apart from the sheaths, and the sheaths cannot exist apart from the pith. They are part and parcel of one and the same banana tree. So this world, what we do in the beginning, we say not this world, not this body, not this mind, not this intellect, not even the sheath of bliss, but within that. After realizing that, then we can understand, oh, it is the extension of this to everything. Likewise, it is God who has become the 24 cosmic principles. It is He who has become man. So, not only man, He, God Himself, has become everything. So, this is one set of uh, teaching, as Sri Ramakrishna says many times. There are three kinds of devotees: superior, mediocre, and inferior. The inferior devotee says, God is out there. According to him, God is different from his creation. The mediocre devotee says, God is the antaryami, the inner guide. God dwells in everyone's heart. The mediocre devotee sees God is God in the heart. The superior devotees sees that God alone has become everything. So this we find that God alone has become everything. Then why we should not take everything? So there comes discrimination. So what? He in this continuation, he asks a devotee, Shyam. Shyam is the person. So he says that when a thorn goes into the sole of your foot, you procure a second thorn. After taking out the first thorn, with the help of the second, you throw both thorns away. Likewise, you should procure the thorn of knowledge in order to remove the thorn of ignorance. After destroying ignorance, you should discard both knowledge and ignorance. Then you attain vijnana. So, what we see in these teachings, that for the beginners, one cannot say embrace everything as God. Like Sri Ramakrishna says in another place. You cannot embrace tiger. Oh tiger, you are God. Then you are gone. You cannot, when you are driving, you cannot see, that the truck that is coming from the other side is Brahman. You cannot say that. So in the beginning, one should discriminate. One should understand that, yes, I have separate entity, and gradually one should grow. After, say, like kindergarten is not bad, but a person should not be in kindergarten all the time. After PhD, then again he thinks, oh, it is necessary that a child should grow through kindergarten and then primary classes, secondary classes, and then tertiary. What happens? We mix up everything. We think that God has become everything. So, whatever I am seeing, exactly like that. Not like that. God is pervading in and through this. There is no denial of it. But one should discriminate in the beginning. And that's why he even suggests that Shyam, give up worldly talk altogether. See, if God is everything, why should not we talk about worldly things? Give up worldly talk altogether. Don't talk about anything, whatever, but God. If you see a worldly person coming near you, leave the place before he arrives. You have spent your whole life in the world. You have seen that it is all hollow. Now see, from one standpoint, everything is God. Why then we should not engage ourselves? Because if we engage ourselves in this, then we are drowned. You have seen what is that it is all hollow. Is not that so? God alone is substance, and all else is illusory. God alone is real, and all else has only 2 days existence. what is there in the world. The world is like a pickled hog plum. One craves for it, but what is there in a hog plum? Only skin and pit. And if you eat it, you will have colic. So we find that God is everywhere. So Sri Ramakrishna teaches that. But for beginners, he also teaches that one should discriminate. Now, where to discriminate? How much to discriminate? This is the point. That is why we need to study the life of Great One. There we find how this knowledge is applied. That is why we are studying Sri Sarada Devi and her divine play. Then we'll know how Mother is interacting with various people, discriminating. At the same time, she is looking at everyone as the manifestation of God. You see, Amjad, a robber, came in front of Mother. Mother served him and said that Amjad is as good as Sharat. Amjad is a robber and Sharat is Brahmagyani. For her, both are same. But still she is discriminating. And she said that we live in family. We need to keep all these people. So all this, how you cannot embrace tiger as, okay, you are God, okay, come, let me embrace. So this is the subtleties of spiritual life. One can understand by studying great lives and also companionship of Holy One, as Sri Ramakrishna said. So this is the background why we should study the great lives. So tapaha, swadhyaya, Ishwar pranidhan, and complete faith in God. And shaucha santosha, tapa swadhyaya, Ishwar pranidhan. Shaucha means cleanliness. Shaucha santosh, contentment. Not like hankering for lots of things. So cleanliness, mental, physical, and also in thought. Cleanliness should be there. Simplicity is very important. Crooked mind cannot understand the higher thoughts. So tapa, shaucha santosha. Shaucha means cleanliness. Santosha means contentment. Tapaha. Tapa means some self-effort should be there. Swadhyaya, updating one's knowledge by studying good books, the great ones, lives of great ones, and understanding that. Otherwise, we miss the point. Because we are confused many times. God is manifesting everywhere, so let me embrace everyone. We cannot do that. So, in the beginning, we must discriminate. Discriminate means to understand what is good, what is bad. Not that political discrimination. So this is the purpose. Okay? Paul?
Yep. Ready?
Yes.
So we're on page 224. Holy Mother and Sister Deva Mata. Laura F. Glenn heard Swami Vivekananda's lectures in New York and became a great devotee of Vedanta. She edited Swami Vivekananda's inspired talks, which Swamiji delivered at Thousand Island Park and Ellen Waldo recorded. Years later, she became a nun and joined the Vedanta Center of Boston, where she took vows from Swami Paramananda and became Sister Devamata. She visited India in 1909 and Holy Mother in Calcutta many times. In her book, Days in an Indian Monastery, she wrote her memoirs of Holy Mother.
You know, Cohasset, there is a place near Boston, between Boston and Providence, Cohasset. That ashram is still there. Yes, go ahead.
Holy Mother was very fond of Devamata and later dictated many letters to her. Devamata wrote, "We had no common language, but when there was none to interpret for us, she spoke that deeper wordless language, and we never failed to understand each other." Devamata stayed with Nivedita and Christine, but she visited Holy Mother every day.
You know,
When Holy Mother blessed
when
Devamata
mother
for the
visited South India, that time mother did not know Kannada or Tamil, that local language. But she conversed with the devotees. They could also, they were very, very happy conversing with mother. So this is mother's language. You know, children, when they don't know any language, mother converses with them. So it is heart to heart conversation. Yes.
When Holy Mother blessed Devamata for the first time, Devamata recounted her experience. A spring of new life seemed to bubble up from my innermost heart and flood my being. One day, a desire flashed in her mind to render Holy Mother personal service by stroking her feet. Immediately, Holy Mother motioned to Devamata to come near her and allowed her to massage her feet because she had arthritis. Devamata wrote, "Mother took me into her daily life at once and gave me the privilege of caring for her rooms. Every morning I came early to her, made her bed, and put everything in order. In doing it, I observed that the 5 large French windows opening on the front veranda were blurred with paint and putty. They always stood open, and evidently no one had noticed it. One morning, I brought with me some clean cloths and a cake of monkey brand soap, the Indian substitute for Bonami, and gave the panes of glass a good polishing. Mother was overjoyed when she saw them, and that day, whenever a visitor came, she insisted on having a window closed to show how clear and shining the glass was."
Yeah, simplicity, mother's simplicity, that we can see here. Yes.
Here is an excerpt from Devamata's memoir. "Innumerable were the devotees who gathered at Holy Mother's feet to crave her blessings and learn of her. She herself told me that when she was in her village, she would be awakened frequently at 2 or 3 in the morning by eager pilgrims who, not daring to cross the long stretch of unshaded fields under the scorching heat of the sun, made the journey after nightfall, thus arriving very late. Most often they were personally unknown to her, but always it was her custom to rise, prepare food for them with her own hands, and then send them to rest in the guest house, built by a village disciple for the use of her devotees. Also in Calcutta, nearly every day brought some group of devout pilgrims to pay her homage. It mattered not whence they came. Geographical boundaries, caste, or creed did not exist for her. The same tender welcome awaited all who sought her, whether from east or west. All alike were her children. Hers was an all-embracing mother heart, which wrapped itself in love about every child born of woman, and her family was the human race."
Yeah, like I said about that Amjad, a robber, and many others, the villagers, they would come to mother, and her door was always open, even mad person. So once, once it was raining heavily, and mother said, that mad person, now he should not come. And lo and behold, he was there with a palm leaf over his head, he came. And mother fed him. So like that, not only people, even the birds, even cat, dog, whatsoever. To every creature, mother had that love of uh, the real mother. Yeah, go ahead.
At the time when I came, Mother was living in a new dwelling given her by the devoted followers of Sri Ramakrishna. She occupied the upper floor with the few women disciples who were always with her. She lived as they did, performing the same homely tasks, making no effort to differentiate herself from others, save by greater modesty, greater gentleness, and humility. I remember one day seeing her bow in deepest reverence before a rustic Brahmin who had come to see her because he chanced to be a village guru or spiritual teacher. By her outward manner, she was the most obscure of the household, yet beneath the veil of simplicity which enveloped her, there was a lofty majesty of bearing which caught the heart and bowed it in prayerful homage at her feet. The human covering was too thin to hide the radiance of divine consciousness beneath. She never taught, seldom ever counseled. She merely lived. And who can tell how many lives were cleansed and exalted by that holy living?
Yeah. So, like, wherever respect is due, she'll offer that respect. What happens for us? It is our ego that comes in our way. So we don't want to bow down before anyone. But mother left that sense of ego and used to, wherever it is required, she would bow down. And on the other side also, that Gopal's mother, Gopaler Ma, the lady, elderly lady, and who realized that Gopal was a little kid and always accompany her. So she, Aghormani Devi, she used to see Sri Ramakrishna as Gopal. So Gopal's bride, that means Holy Mother, is daughter-in-law. So whenever she would come, she would offer pranam, like touching the feet, etc. But at the time of her death, that Aghormani Devi, at the time of Aghormani Devi's death, she wanted to touch the feet and take the dust of Holy Mother's feet. And she complied. Though apparently she was daughter-in-law. Here we don't understand that. But in India it is very, very, honorable. The mother-in-law is honorable, and daughter-in-law is like one step down. So always make pranam. So mother used to take her dust, but at the time of Aghormani Devi's death, she offered her dust to her, the Aghormani Devi. So this is, very profound, how simplicity, but at the same time she knew who she was. Yes.
A gentle cheerfulness there was about her always, and a lurking sense of humor which made it possible to talk to her of anything. The smallest concern was of interest to her, and she could lose herself in childish play with as much zest as the little niece of 8, Radu by name, who lived with her. I can still see her keen amusement over a jack-in-the-box, which I brought for the little niece from an English shop. Each time it sprang out with the familiar squeak, she would repeat the sound, laughing heartily. Another day, when I came in, I found her engaged in stringing little glass beads, and Radu exclaimed, "My baby Krishna had no jewels as the images in the temples have." There was no mockery of play in the mother's manner. Even this little toy was a sacred symbol of divinity, and she decked it with the same grave devotion as a devout nun might dress the baby Jesus for a Christmas creche.
Yeah, like the ladies, they have a small idol, and they take care of the baby Krishna like that. So like for her some, for him some jewelry. Hmm.
Those who had the rare blessing of living with the Holy Mother learned that religion was a sweet, natural, joyous thing, that purity and holiness were tangible realities, that the odor of sanctity was literally a sweet perfume overlaying and destroying the foulness of material selfishness. Compassion, devotion, God union were her very nature. One scarcely knew that she possessed them. It was through the soothing benediction of a word or touch that one sensed their presence.
Yes, see, like modern day, what we do, we don't talk to people, and maybe sometimes we say hello, but without emotion. So this is the difference. But mother's attitude was completely different because of her love for all. Yes.
Such lives are like the lake or river. The sun may draw up its waters, but they fill again to refresh the earth. So these saintly ones in body may be lifted from our sight, but their holy influence falls back upon us to revive our fainting hearts and give us new spiritual life, new strength of purpose. Jyotirmayi Basu, a disciple of Holy Mother, recalled, Deva Mata, an American woman, used to visit Holy Mother at Udbodhan House every morning at 7 a.m. We heard from the mother that she had had a vision of the Master in America and later recognized him in a photo shown her by Swamiji. She lived at 47 Bospara Lane, Bagbazar. Deva Mata used to meditate in the mother's room, and tears would flow from her eyes out of devotion. It was hard to believe without seeing those wonderful tears.
You see, such a soul is also was rare. You know, from Western country were full of luxuries, going to India, that time India, full of dust, dirt, squalor. And she lived there. And she used to serve mother. This is not a small thing. Because of her purity, that was possible. So, selected souls, generally we don't see, we see only the glimmer, shining things. But if we see some, dirt, dust, we shirk. But here, some people are there who can see the holiness, who can recognize the importance of it. And she was one of them. Yes.
The mother often sat with us in her room and fed Radu before she left for school. One day when Radu's meal was finished, the mother began to clean that place and we were watching it. But out of exuberant devotion, Deva Mata rushed to her, saying, Mata Devi, as she picked up Radu's cup and plate and cleaned the floor. Seeing that Deva Mata's cloth had touched the defiled plate, Nalini laughed loudly. Immediately the mother signaled her with her eyes to keep quiet. When Deva Mata went to the washroom with those dirty clothes, the mother said to Nalini, That girl does not know our language and customs, and you laughed out loud. She might think that she has done something wrong. Thinking of this, later she will get pain.
See, this is sensitivity. You know what is the incident? Generally, what we eat, that gets defiled. So if our cloth touches it, then we wash that, either that cloth or. So Nalini laughed, but mother winked and then said, "No, don't disturb her." Because Western people many times they don't know the local custom, but they have heart. We have to recognize that. Many times, while serving, we touch the plate also. It is good in the family, but in a group, it is not hygienic. So, what Indian people do, first they will not serve themselves. Somebody else will serve. Yeah. But here we serve. But at least we drop, not touch. So these are little nitty-gritty which is not known. And when I came for the first time, it was so difficult for me also. But then I don't mind now. So it is because of Mother's grace. Yes, go ahead.
Holy Mother and Betty Leggett. Towards the end of 1912, Betty Leggett visited Holy Mother. She was the sister of Miss McLeod and a great admirer and helper of Swami Vivekananda's Vedanta work. She donated 10,000 rupees to Belar Mutt to construct a guest house for Westerners, which is now the president's quarters. She also donated 20,000 rupees to build Leggett House to be used as monks' quarters. Betty's daughter, Alberta, and son-in-law, the Earl of Sandwich, were also devoted to Swamiji, and they also met Holy Mother. On January 1913, Betty wrote to her sister.
Yeah, so like that house is still there, Leggett House. So, and later everything is now included in the mutt, Belur Mutt, and some monks live there. Yes, go ahead.
Alberta had vast and intense experiences with Sarada Devi, and I have my own. I went to the little house at Bagh Bazaar to see her and stayed endlessly. She was quite free, with head and hands uncovered, calm and beneficent, with the little women crawling to her feet and putting them aside gently in removed places and having a mat spread for me. She told me how she loved you and Alberta and how I was to tell you to come again with me to see her. She related anecdotes of her early life when at 15 she sought her husband and from impulse set out alone and was lost in a forest and there overtaken by a notorious robber. She approached him and said, "Father, I have lost my way. Show me out of the forest." Whereupon he fell at her feet and then led her to his hut, where he and his wife both bowed and worshipped her. I have ordered one of Holy Mother's photographs, as it is both very excellent of her and of a beautiful woman. She took my face in her hands several times and kissed her hands, and we parted several times with much emotion.
Yes, so that is in a special way of kissing, like touching this, and then. So that was Mother's way of kissing, not like a Western way. Okay.
I visited all her rooms and objects and images and pictures and thought of the similar simplicity and almost poverty of our Madonna, who must have been so like her at 50. When I had gone all over the house, I found her at the head of the stairs, fairly radiant, again taking my face in her hands and blessing me. I had tears and I thought she had, but I couldn't see for my own.
You see, the thing is, though this is simple gesture, but everybody could understand her love. That was, influencing, and because of that, people shed tears. So love is more important, and all this. Yeah, this way she expressed herself.
Holy Mother and other Western devotees. When flowers bloom, bees come of their own accord. As the spiritual consort of Ramakrishna, Holy Mother attracted many people who came to her for spiritual help or blessing. A lady from Poland came to India to learn Vedanta. She belonged to the Baha'i faith and was familiar with Ramakrishna's teachings about the harmony of religions. She heard about Holy Mother and visited her on 24 April 1912.
Okay, one thing we see difference. Say Sri Ramakrishna could not touch even everybody, whereas Mother blessed everybody. So this is great power. In Holy Mother, it's great power. Some people came for initiation, and Baburam Maharaj, Swami Premanandaji, and Brahmanandaji, they could not give initiation to them. Then they sent them to Holy Mother. Holy Mother initially also said no, but then she agreed. And then she lamented, children, they give something good. Now see my children, what they have sent for me. But mother did not deny, accepted them. Sri Ramakrishna would not have able to touch. That story last time we heard that a lady brought food for Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramakrishna could not eat it. And when mother came, they said, promise me that you won't give next to anyone like that. So he said, Thakur, I cannot say that. I am a mother. If somebody comes and approaches me saying mother, I cannot deny. So this is, like it is called Gondi Bhangama. Gondi Bhangama means there is no barrier. Sri Ramakrishna would have Naren, Baburam, Rakhal, and all various categories. And then, of course, he also lived with Hajra Mahashaya and Ramlal and then all people. But mother is like no barrier at all. Whosoever came and said mother, mother accepted him or her. Yeah.
It was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that right? No, sorry. During British rule, many Westerners lived in Calcutta, and some of them learned the Bengali language. Sarada Devi, a disciple of Holy Mother, recorded the following interview of a Western woman with Holy Mother. It was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. After the worship in the shrine, Ras Bihari Maharaj said, "A European lady has come to pay her respects to you. She has been waiting for a long time." The mother asked him to bring the lady to her. As she bowed down before the mother, the latter clasped the lady's hand as one does in shaking hands. The words of the master, that one should behave according to time and circumstances, were verified in this instance. Then she kissed the lady by touching her chin. The latter knew Bengali and said, "I hope I have not inconvenienced you by this visit. I have been waiting for a long time downstairs to see you. I am in great difficulty. My only daughter, a very good girl, is dangerously ill. So I have come here to crave your favor and blessings. Please be gracious to her so that she may be cured. She is such a nice girl. I praise her because one seldom finds nowadays a good woman among us. I can vouch that many of them are wicked and evil-minded, but my daughter is of quite a different nature. Please be kind to her." Mother, I shall pray for your daughter. She will be cured. The European lady was much encouraged by this assurance from Holy Mother and said, "When you say that she will be cured, she shall be cured. There's no doubt about it." She spoke these words thrice with great faith and emphasis. The mother, with a kindly look, said to Golap Ma, "Please give her a flower from the altar. Bring a lotus." Golap Ma brought a lotus with a sacred bell leaf. The mother took the lotus in her hand and closed her eyes for a few moments. Then she looked wistfully at the image of Sri Ramakrishna and gave the flower to the lady, saying, "Please touch your daughter's head with this." The woman accepted the flower with folded hands and bowed down before the mother. "What shall I do with the flower after that?" she asked. Golap Ma, "When it is dried, throw it into the Ganges."
Yeah, what is that? Sthan, like place, Kal, time, and the person with whom you are interacting. So Sri Ramakrishna taught her three things. Jokhon, Jamon. Whatever is to be done at what moment, that is to be done. Jekhane, Jamon. Wherever something is expected, that is to be done. And jar sange jamon, tar sange tamon. That means with whom the way that is the norm, that is to be done. So that shaking hand with the Western lady was like that. But generally, she would be very shy, but with that, this the teaching of Sri Ramakrishna was practiced. Yes.
Lady, no, no, this belongs to God. I cannot throw it away. I shall make a bag out of a new piece of cloth and preserve the flower in it. I shall touch my daughter's head and body every day with it. Mother, very well, do that. Lady, God is the supreme reality. He exists. I want to tell you something. A few days ago, a baby was bedridden with fever in my house. With great fervor, I prayed to God. O Lord, I feel that you exist, but I want an actual demonstration. I wept and laid my handkerchief on the table. After a long time, I was surprised to find 3 sticks in its folds. I gently touched the body of the baby thrice with the 3 sticks. Soon it was cured of the fever. As she narrated the incident, teardrops trickled down her cheeks. She said, I have taken much of your valuable time. Please forgive me. No, said the mother. I am greatly pleased to talk to you. Come here again on Tuesday. The following Tuesday, the mother showed her special favor and initiated her. Her daughter, too, was cured of her illness. Although Holy Mother was a shy, Orthodox village woman, her altruistic love bound these Western women to her. She did not know any Western language or Western etiquette or culture, but her love and affection, simplicity and sincerity, compassion and spiritual power overwhelmed these devotees and removed all barriers. Love is reciprocal. It melts human hearts and then it unites them together.
See, like this love manifested. Holy Mother is love manifested. And for all of us, Mother is the most revered one. And Mother, when is so kind, so loving, so naturally we also feel that way. So this is uplifting. It is like taking bath in Ganga, purifying. So this is very nice. Yeah, like, yes, go ahead. Holy Mother and Girish Chandra Ghosh. Matsamaha pataki nasti papagni tatsama nahi evam ज्ञात्वा महादेवी यथा योगम तथा कुरु यथा योग्यम तथा कुरु. That is from Devi Aparabdha Kshama Prarthana Stotram by Shankaracharya. Nowhere exists in all the world another sinner equal to me. Nowhere a power like thyself for overcoming sinfulness. O Goddess, keeping this in mind, do thou with me as it pleases you, pleases thee. So here one character, Girish Chandra Ghosh, used to tell that I have not done any sin that, he has done everything. And he would tell that wherever I sit, 7 cubits of that place is unholy. So such was his sin. But how Mother took him, that is very, very important, and to see how he was treated. Yeah.
Nowhere exists in all the world another sinner equal to me. Nowhere a power like thyself for overcoming sinfulness. O Goddess, keeping this in mind, do thou with me as it pleases thee. During Ramakrishna's lifetime, the great Bengali playwright Girish Chandra Ghosh publicly declared him to be an avatar. As for Holy Mother, Girish also held her in high esteem as the wife of his guru and cherished great respect for her. One day Girish was pacing back and forth on the roof of his house with his wife Pramodini when Holy Mother was on the roof of Balaram's house nearby. Girish's wife noticed her and said to him, "Look, there is the mother walking on the roof." Girish at once turned his face away and replied, "No, no, my eyes are sinful. I won't look at her that way. I cannot be a sneak." Immediately he went downstairs. It is said that the exceptional good fortune of his second wife, Surat Kumari, brought Girish fame, wealth, and the grace of the master. Girish and she had 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. When his son was born, almost 2 years after the master's passing, Surat Kumari became very ill. Girish arranged for her treatment, which continued for a year. Nonetheless, she died on 26 December 1888. Grief-stricken, Girish tried to occupy himself by studying mathematics and caring for his little son. Girish had once asked the master to be born as his son, so he believed that this boy was Ramakrishna reincarnated. He served the boy wholeheartedly. Girish bought new clothes, cups, glasses, and plates for him. He did not allow anyone else to use those things.
Yeah, like a playwright. So Girish Chandra Ghosh was not ordinary person. He's a great mind, and he was the leader of Bengal theatre. He started and trained many, theatre personnel. He started a few companies, and then lots of things happened in his life. But he was initially not very educated, but he acquired knowledge and translated many Western plays, and that way he guided the modern theatre in Calcutta, and for that matter in the whole India. Okay, India was that Bengal was leading that time. Yeah, gosh. Yes.
Girish's first meeting with Holy Mother. In September 1890, Holy Mother was staying at Surendra Thakur's house in Baranagar. Girish was still grieving for his wife, and Swami Niranjanananda knew this. He insisted that Girish visit Holy Mother. Girish paid his first visit to Holy Mother at Baranagar with his 3-year-old son. The little boy could not speak and expressed himself through sounds and gestures. As they entered the house, the little boy, who had seen Holy Mother before, anxiously pointed at the upper floor where Holy Mother lived and called out, "Ooh, ooh." One of Holy Mother's attendants took him upstairs, and he rolled on the ground before her. Presently he came down and began to pull at his father's hand. Girish burst out crying and said, "How can I go to the mother? I am a great sinner." But the boy would not leave him alone. Finally he took his son in his arms and climbed the stairs, his body trembling and tears flowing from his eyes. He put the boy down, then fell flat at Holy Mother's feet and said, "It is through my son that I have seen your sacred feet." Holy Mother always took the boy on her lap whenever she saw him. Unfortunately, the boy died not long afterwards. Girish's faith in Holy Mother. In his early life, Girish had used alcohol in an attempt to relieve the grief he felt at the death of his first wife. Now he was determined to use divine intoxication to relieve the anguish of losing his second wife and his youngest son. Kumudbandhu Sen wrote in his reminiscences, "Whenever Girish Ghosh referred to Sri Ramakrishna and the Holy Mother, his manner of expression was extraordinarily superb and different from that of the other devotees. His deep reverence for and strong faith in their divinity and unbounded grace were expressed in his utterances, and he inspired those who heard him. Once Girish told me that at first he and other lay devotees of Sri Ramakrishna did not recognize the greatness of Holy Mother. Girish said, "We used to pay a respectful tribute to her as the spiritual consort of our master. We looked upon him alone as our guide, friend, father, and mother, all combined. It was Naranjan, later Swami Niranjanananda, who opened my eyes. In the midst of the grim tragedies of life, stricken with grief and sorrow, I felt for a time quite perplexed and could not console my disturbed mind. During my sad bereavement, Niranjan came to me and tried to divert my mind with spiritual talk. One day I told him, Brother
At
Niranjan,
that time, even Swamiji wrote from the West to Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Shivanandji, that brother, none of you know the significance of the life of Holy Mother, but gradually you will understand. Even her life was not revealed to public up to 1953. But at the time of her centenary year, then only it was openly discussed, and then her life was printed and teachings were printed. And before that it was very known to only very few people. So from that standpoint we are very lucky. Even now we have, in all our shrines we have 3 pictures. But that time we had only 2. Swamiji and Sri Ramakrishna. Not Holy Mother. Like ours is monastery. How a picture of lady should be there. Especially in Uttarakhand. So, but after that, everywhere is Holy Mother. And in some places, Holy Mother is at the center. But generally, Sri Ramakrishna is at the center, and on his left is Holy Mother, on his right is Swamiji. So that was there. But we'll see, I'm not telling you now, how Girish was wonderstruck when he saw in Jairambati, when he visited Jairambati and then he saw Mother there. So that is very nice incident. So let us go ahead. Yes.
One day I told him, Brother Niranjan, it is a pity that I cannot now see Sri Ramakrishna, who is my shelter, my only refuge. Niranjan interrupted me, saying, Why? Mother is there. Is there any difference between the Master and Mother? Can you imagine Narayana without Lakshmi, Shiva without Parvati, Rama without Sita, and Krishna without Radha or Rukmini? I was taken aback. I told him, What do you say? The Master and Mother are one and the same? Niranjan replied, Well, you believe that Sri Ramakrishna was an avatar, God incarnate in human form. Do you mean to say that he took an ordinary woman, Jiva, as his spiritual partner in his divine life? You must remember the words of our Master. Brahman and Shakti are one and the same, though in manifestation they appear to us as 2. Mother is Shakti, the Shakti of Purna Brahma Ramakrishna.
The similar thing happened with Swami Sharadanandaji. A monk doubted. Like we see Sri Ramakrishna is going to Samadhi off and on, and all the time talking about God. But here we see Holy Mother engaged in worldly people, with worldly people and worldly affairs. So, how can we believe? So, Sharadanandaji replied, Do you believe that Sri Ramakrishna is incarnation? He said, Yes. So, do you think that he married a rag picker's daughter? Gutukuru Nirme. So, that means Sri Ramakrishna the concept of Sri Ramakrishna is of the same stature. It is not that she was inferior, of the same stature. It's the same Shiva and Shakti. So two different manifestation, but it is the same power, spiritual power. Yes.
His words cleared my vision, and I at once recognized the Divine Mother, the Mother of the universe, incarnated as Holy Mother for the salvation of mankind. I felt a strong urge to go to Jairambati and see our Holy Mother, who alone could wipe away my tears and remove my sorrow over my recent adversities. Niranjan approved of my suggestion and offered to accompany me there, but Balaram Basu vehemently opposed this proposal, as he did not like the idea that I should disturb Holy Mother with my worldly problems and miseries. At that time, Swami Vivekananda was away from Calcutta, and the matter was referred to him by Niranjan. Getting his approval, we started for Jairambati. I could hardly express my joy when I first went to Kamarpukur. To me, the cottage where Sri Ramakrishna was born was like a rishi's holy hermitage. The scenery and its surrounding environment were enchanting. Thence we proceeded to Jairambati. There, during my stay, I directly asked the mother, "Well, mother, are you my real mother or an adopted mother?" The mother said, "Yes, I am your real mother."
And she clarified, I am not that wife of your guru. I am not that, for the sake of saying mother, but I am real mother. And the person who lives in Calcutta, it's in jungle of bricks and big houses. When they go to the villages, it's greenery everywhere, and the ocean of the paddy field, everywhere you'll see green and green. So that really impresses a person. So that happened to Girish. Yeah.
Further, Girish told us in forceful language, pregnant with deep emotion, "Yes, Mother, the Divine Mother, has appeared as a poor village girl, living in a remote hamlet, away from the din and bustle of a town where life reflects only the formal and artificial ways of worldly wise and sophisticated men and women. I did not ask for anything from Mother. As soon as I went to her, all my sorrow and misery vanished completely, and I felt a supreme serenity of mind which I had never experienced before. Oh, those days were spent in heavenly bliss and joy." One day at the mother's place at Jairambati, a minstrel, Haridas Vairagi of Deshra, came and sang a Bengali song to the accompaniment of a broken violin. A free English rendering of the song is given below. "O Uma, my darling, what good tidings I hear. People say you are adored in Varanasi as Annapurna. Is it true? O Gauri, when I married you to Shiva, he went as a beggar from door to door for a morsel of food. But today, how glad I am to hear you are now queen of the world, seated by his side. And they called my naked Shiva a madman. How much abuse I had to bear from everyone. Now I hear that doorkeepers guard his palace, and gods like Indra, Chandra, and Yama hardly can see him. Shiva used to live in the Himalayas. Many a day he got his food by begging. Now he rules over Varanasi and is as rich as Kubera. Is it you who have brought him all this good fortune? No doubt he is very rich now, else why should Gauri be so proud? She does not cast her eyes even upon her own children, and turns her face away from Radhika."
Okay, this is a special kind of song. We sing it before Durga Puja for about a month. It's called Agamani. When the Mother Durga is coming, so Mother Durga is daughter of Bengalis, So Himalaya is mother's father, Himalaya. So she lives there, Kailash. Beyond Himalaya is Kailash, where she lives in with Shiva. So every year she would come for 3 4 days during Durga Puja. So before that, lots of songs like this. It's called Agamani, that welcoming mother. So this song was sung by that minstrel. So it was so appropriate with mother also. Like mother, after when before marriage, Sri Ramakrishna was like a beggar. And is it because of you that Sri Ramakrishna has become so rich in not monetarily here, but some similarities you can find here. Okay, so it will be explained here. Go ahead.
Swami, it's 8:35. You want to
Oh
keep
yeah,
going?
yes. So this is, I think this one we can finish.
Okay. When the minstrel finished singing the song, Girish Ghosh, Swami Niranjanananda, and others who heard it could not restrain their tears. The mother too shed tears, as did all her women companions. The song reminded them of Holy Mother's early life, when Sri Ramakrishna was often referred to as the mad son-in-law by the people of Jairambati, when her own parents repented giving her in marriage to Sri Ramakrishna, and her neighbors pitied her and expressed sorrow at her miserable fate. She did not and could not then protest, and she humbly suffered all those humiliating remarks in silence, though she knew in her innermost heart that her husband was a God-intoxicated man, far above ordinary people. She tasted divine bliss whenever she came into contact with her husband. She did not go to anybody's house or attend social functions in Jairambati, lest people make humiliating remarks about her husband and blame her for her ill luck. Now that Sri Ramakrishna is revered as a prophet and an avatar and is worshipped in many places, people come to her for her darshan even in that village, which is situated in an out-of-the-way place. The Holy Mother is now regarded by many devotees as the mother of the universe.
Yes, so this is the story. Um, yeah, we'll continue this. So, this is a holy life, wonderful life, uh, and simplicity, love, compassion for others. This we learn from such a life of Holy Mother. So we pray to her so that we also inculcate these qualities in our character, love all, and we must have that humility so that we can welcome good thoughts, good qualities in our life. So, Akshay, anything? Everybody waits for you.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, is the divine play also part of Maya?
Okay, good. Very good. Okay, two things are there. That is the path of neti neti, not this, not this. First, one has to discard everything. Then we are to accept that it is divine who is playing in this way. You can see this life is not ordinary. Here we are not talking about her outside appearance or something. So like first is how one should start meditation. One should take a picture, like say an incarnation of God. So it is capturing our attention. But then we recite the name. Name is subtler than the form. Then we need to understand the qualities, which is subtler than name and form. Then we have to understand his various divine plays and what is the message that he is trying to convey. So it is not that simple that we understand immediately. One path is for jnanis, those who are followers of knowledge. So on Thursdays we follow that. There we discard everything. Then we accept everything. But Fridays are for devotees. There we start to appreciate various human aspects, various divine qualities. From Jnani's point of view, even there is no incarnation. There is no other than the self. So they discard. And that's also a path, valid path. So from that standpoint, yes, even that divine play is also part of Maya. But we are not that. We try to understand so that at least we should know the principle. Otherwise we cannot discriminate. We mess up everything. And first we have to understand this is dirt and this is cleanliness. After that, when you grow, then you will see everything is divine. So before we achieve that state, one should not pretend. So in our Thursday class that we talk about knowledge, that's the process of discriminating, viveka. And also vairagya means not only discrimination but renunciation. And when we can understand that, then we can also understand this divine play, the sweetness that divine incarnates for our own good. So from Jnani's standpoint, yes, this is within Maya. But from devotee's standpoint, this is most sweet, the sweetest one. So we take both. Like why should we be one-sided? Sri Ramakrishna, in the beginning I read that. Sri Ramakrishna is saying that one should discriminate. Even one should not talk about worldly things, discarding everything as it is all worldly. But after that you can see that everything is manifestation of God. So it depends what path you are following. If someone is following the path of knowledge, then one discriminates. Even this is, I am not fooled by this. That manobuddhyahankar chittani naham. I am not mind, I am not intellect. I am not all this. These are various manifestations of or evolutes of Maya. So I am not be fooled. But from a devotee's point of view, we try to understand the divine play. Then only we can inculcate those qualities in our lives. And Sri Ramakrishna he preached all kinds of things. If you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you'll see he looks like devotee, but he's full of jnana. Anything he would say, he would support that with 3-4 examples. And Swamiji, outwardly he looked like jnani. He's discriminating all the time, but devotee from inside. So this is the beauty. We don't discard anything. We are not, limited-minded. What we enjoy, both. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tatsat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. In 12th chapter, Bhagavan said Klesho adhikatarastesham avyaktasakta chetasam. Those who are infatuated with unmanifested form and who follow knowledge, it is they also will reach me, but it's very difficult. Whereas the devotional aspect is easier, and we are simple people. We are to follow devotion, but not like like a fool. We must we must use our intellect also. So okay, we know this way, fine. Say if you know only one thing, then you are limited. But if you know like there are so many ways, all roads will lead to the downtown, then it is better. Like all roads lead to Delhi. Hmm? So you can choose anything whenever what that suits you. So that's the way. And we should enjoy both. Okay, thank you.
প্রণাম মহারাজ
Namaskar.
শুভ অক্ষয় তৃতীয়া আজকে অক্ষয় তৃতীয়া
Akshay Tritiya. Today is Akshay Tritiya. You know, this is a very special day today. Whatever you do today, I think this day the Dakshineshwar temple was dedicated. Narendrapur also.
and Holy Mother never initiated on this day.
Eh?
Holy Mother never initiated anybody on Akshay Tritiya day.
This is, it is said that is the starting point of Satya Yuga. All various, aspects are there. But anyway, it is holiday. Okay, thank you very much.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma, Jai Ma.
Swamiji, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Jai Ma.
Pranam.
Good night, Swami.
Good night, good night.